Joining us right now, James Hirsen, Newsmax insider and author of The Left Coast Report. All right, James, Morgan's kind of not sure about this one. I want to sort of have you weigh in. What are your thoughts about Exodus? How do you think it's going to play to the average American out there?
Thanks. Zero.
James, can you hear us?
Strange music here.
All right, so Morgan, we lost James. So, you know, I think it is interesting from the standpoint, big budget blockbuster.
Yes.
We've got Ridley Scott, the guy did Gladiator. I think we'll probably won an Academy Award for that presentation. But he's getting some pushback for this one.
Well, and it's interesting, too, because we have seen the rise of these faith-based or Christian-based movies, you know, and I don't think they're doing so well. Noah, that was a huge controversy, didn't do very well. You know, the film they did about the Passion of the Christ, that one did okay, but you know, they are getting a dialogue going and they are stirring up controversy. So from the standpoint of it gets people talking and gets people thinking about faith, I think that's great. But when you're trying to rewrite it, that's a whole other issue.
Well, maybe they haven't done too well maybe on the big screen, but on the small screen, and you mentioned it earlier, Roma Downey and Mark Burnett from the Survivor fame, they had a really popular segment called, you know, The Bible that was, I believe, on Discovery or one of those channels. So obviously there has been some success, whether it's on television or, you know, dating back to, you know, some of the movies that have played in the 50s and 60s. So, you know, religious movies can be popular, but at some points, too, it's interesting to see if Exodus will be popular.
It is very interesting. And, you know, it's a shame we don't have Mr. Hirsen because he always has a really good
Well, actually,
pulse
we do
on
have
all
him now.
Oh, we do have him.
So,
oh,
yes,
great.
Indeed, we want to go to James Hirsen. And James, we were just talking about this film. It's a Christian film, but it is drawing some controversy right now with its portrayal of Moses. So tell us, weigh in on the debate. Where do you think Exodus is as far as whether Christians will appreciate it?
Well, I think that Hollywood should have learned the lesson from Noah, because the director Darren Aronofsky came out and gave this very negative comment about it being the least biblical Bible movie ever. And now we're seeing a deja vu because, as you mentioned, Christian Bale has insulted a major figure of the Bible, calling him schizophrenic and barbaric. And that schizophrenic comment takes away from a very important aspect of Moses. I mean, that makes him crazy. He hears voices. And of course, Moses spoke with God, heard God's voice. Now we hear this report that Ridley Scott has apparently cast an 11-year-old as the image of God. And then he did an interview saying that when he watched the original 10 Commandments, he was skeptical about the Red Sea parting. So in this movie, he's going to have natural explanations, an earthquake, and it just sounds like what they're doing is the same thing as Noah, insulting the audience.
So James, 20 seconds left. I want to talk about a different video, the Nicki Minaj video, that prominently features Nazi imagery. And I want to know, is this a new low for pop culture? Where does art and free expression end and just bad taste begin?
Well, you know, when it comes to bad taste, pop culture now specializes in bad taste, and they try to out bad taste each other. And of course, we have free expression, we have the First Amendment, but yet people in the pop business, knowing that young people follow Nicki Minaj, they have an obligation.
I want to hear more about that coming up right after this break. You're watching America's Forum.